Alright. Just the chorus. Barbershop.
A little closer to Jim.
You with you.
Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. It's a love like the wind in your eyes, so true. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you.
Old songs. Does everybody know the old songs? No. Yeah.
The old songs, the old songs, the good old song for me. I love to hear those my voice and those songs. Down our way. Both night and day. You know everybody and they all know you. And even policemen say, how do you do? How's life the score? And gals come forward. And the morning of mine, they sang sweet out.
You're welcome. It doesn't help because I'm singing. All right.
Irish Rose, Cabaret.
Let's do Irish Rose. Nobody's here. I'll be impressed.
I know.
You in front of Rep. Good. Right. Get it. Baritone boot in. Get in with your gear. So one of
You can stand still.
Ralph will be over.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in. No, I said Ralph. You're in that.
Oh,
yeah.
Fire roll.
Yeah. You're fraternizing with the baritone. Here we go.
My wild Irish Rose, but yes, that road. You may search everywhere, but none can compare with my wild Irish Rose. My wild Irish Rose, the dearest flower that grows. And someday for my sake, she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish Rose. My The bloom from my life. Grow.
By the way, as far, recording there, I can hear you back there. Just remember, during this warm-up section, don't oversing, don't laugh, trying to be heard, because all your sound is blocking wherever. We got, you said yes to wait till the sun shines now? Or no?
Don't call for it. I don't know about.
I'm not that well connected. I don't know about any of you, so. Huh? Oh, yeah, all right. Well, we'll
Kind of bad.
skip that. Any other poll cats we're talking about doing?
Shine on me.
Oh, shine on me. It's about lighthouse, not sun. Oh.
Oh, shine on me in the morning. Shine on me. Will the light in the light in the evening, shine on me. I wonder if the light
Not our best work. That's right.
Nobody.
Oh, let's recite reading. All right, all right, time to do something more real. Have a glorious day, you know what I'm saying? Are we getting paid? Are we getting paid? Are we getting paid? I don't know. Are we getting paid? Yeah. Then we're doing it. Yeah, I don't care. Nobody's out there. We're getting paid.
I didn't know it.
Apparently, it's complicated, but it's. How much time will we fill? What, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
We managed 15 so far. Let's do.
Did I tell you about the cow that escaped?
No.
What song is that?
What's good?
Okay. Here he comes again. Oh,
Here we go.
Oh, what good is sitting alone in your room? Come here, the music plays. Life is a cabaret ocean. Come to the cabaret. Look down the lily, the hawk and the broom. Run for a holiday. Life is a cabaret ocean. Come to the cabaret. Come taste the wine. Come hear the band. Come blow your horns out and celebrate this way. Your tables waiting. No use in some prophet of doom. To wipe every smile away. Life is a cabaret ocean. Come to the cabaret. Come taste the wine. Come hear the band. Come blow your horns up, celebrating brightest way. Your tables wait to me. Start by admitting from cradle to tomb. It's in that long lost day. My days a Calvary old drum. Only a Calvary old friend. So come to the Calvary.
Yeah.
Take a five.
Truck has been ripping oil on the new bridge.
If you need to have a deep sit.
Yes, I will need it. That's enough.
No, yeah. Well, makes a good point. That okay, Keith? You don't mind, Art?
No.
No.
We'll just move down one. Move down. Yeah, we'll move it when we get there.
I'll get you. Where is it?
of joy. And even if I may bring on my side, thanks for taking a walk outside. I'm gonna take a walk in the sun. And follow the face on somebody's new mom. I've been having a sweet dream. I've been dreaming since I woke up today. Found me in my sweet dream. Because she's the one that makes me feel this way. And it makes me love. The things you say now. Maybe I will make the best for all that I love. The place for me a sleepy old dog. And you show that you're feeling right. Maybe you might support what you do now. You may give up your ears, or you may be taken for a thousand years. What a day for a daydream. It's gone to make for a day. For a dream, for a dream.
More. There we go.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Takes a few.
All right. We're gonna give yesterday a try, just because they're gonna know it.
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why she oh, I don't know. She wouldn't say. I said something wrong. Now I know. For yesterday, was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Why she had to go, no, she wouldn't say. I said something wrong, now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe yesterday.
Thank you.
We're still milling. We're gonna have a lot of flour by the time they're done.
The guy saying, please get your place.
Yeah.
Been waiting for the governor. That might be your cue whenever a big.
Yeah.
Now we're waiting for the limo.
Does he sing?
I hope not.
Bye-bye?
Take the ball out.
You're really gonna have to punch those bell cords because you're the only kind.
Happiness, hello, loneliness, I think I'm going to cry. Bye, bye, love, bye, bye, sweet caress. Hello, emptiness, I feel like I could die. Bye, bye, my love, bye, bye. There goes my baby with someone new. She sure loves heaven. I sure am blue. She was my baby till he stepped in. My life to romance that might have been. I cried, bye, bye, love, bye, bye, happiness. Hello, hello, emptiness. I think I'm gonna cry. Bye, bye, love, bye, bye, sweet caress. Hello, hello, emptiness. I feel like I could die. Bye, bye, my love, bye, bye. I'm through with romance. I'm through with love. I'm through with counting the stars above. And there's no reason. And I'm so free, my love in vain. It's through with me. Bye, 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 bye. Yes, hello, hello, happiness, think I'm gonna cry. Bye, 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 love. Bye, 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 sweet caress. Hello, hello, emptiness, think I'm gonna die. Bye, bye, my love, bye, bye, my love, bye, bye. There goes my baby, happiness and love. Bye, bye,
Hey,
we got
four. I think they're ready to bump. I think they are.
Are we gonna bump?
I think they're ready.
Later.
They're working.
Work in progress.
They're waiting.
I want to rock and roll all night.
They're waiting for it.
We're waiting for the next referendum.
All right,
We
you
can
want
get
to
it done.
bump it?
Oh, they're ready.
But do we have enough tenor to really pull that off? Sweet Caroline, do we have enough tenor to pull that off?
Yes.
Chris has got the music. We're happy.
It's up to you, Keith.
It's up to you. Okay.
All right, crowd warm up.
Won't be allowed to.
We'll let it.
They'll figure it out.
It's growing strong. It's free. When spring became the summer, come along. Touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline. So good, so good. And it seems so lonely. We feel it all with only you. There's no love on my shoulder. How can I'm with you? Touching one, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good, so good. I'm really fine, bum, 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 to be oh, no, no. Ba-ba-da, 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 ba-ba-da. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good, so good. I've been inclined, to be that no, no, no. Ba-ba-da, 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 ba-da, ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da. Sweet. Oh,
I'm gonna give it.
take that guy's hand. Take that guy's hand.
You
Yeah,
too.
Robinson.
Yeah, come on. You'll be the youngest guy here. You need it.
Come on up. They're stay there.
He
said 15, we was 2 minutes.
Yeah, you gotta get to drive off.
Yeah, take 10 years. Probably coming away.
All right. Hey, we like it. Step in.
The guy in the back.
That's all right. Get in there. It'll be tomorrow, right?
One sign.
Need to come up with a charge for photo op.
$49.95. Photo any color.
You can. The story of a crazy. I just saw a maniac, crazy man, maniac. Wild soul, insane. Telling something about a girl. They all lost the girl. Been down to Christmas shine. He just answered all us with one silent shine. 5'2", eyes of blue, no one knows 5'2" has anybody seen my girl. Have you seen her turn up nose, turn down hose? Flapper, yes sir, one of those. Has anybody seen my girl? My girl, if you run to 5'2", covered with fur. She's got diamond rings and all those things. You bet your life it isn't her. Could she love? Could she woo? Could she woo? Has anybody seen my girl? Now you right, would you covered with fur? If she got diamond rings and all those things, you bet your life it isn't her. She loved, could she woo? And could she woo? Has anybody seen my girl? And my baby? Anybody seen my little sweet girl?
They're all invited.
Back there for about a while.
They're still talking. They're still going. Okay. What it's a glorious day.
Sing it forever. It's a glorious day. Things are more than the Lord makes me happy to say. I see trees of green, houses green. I see them blue for me and you, and I sing to myself, what a wonderful world.
That's it.
Let's go second.
Well done.
All right, Carl.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Before we get started with the program, I'd like to invite the harmonizers to lead us in the national anthem, please. Right from your seats is fine.
I'll stand over here.
If you're looking for a flag, just look anywhere on the bridge.
Oh, say, can you see the dawn's early light? What's so proudly red? At the twilight's last gleaming, puts our stripes and bright stars through the heavens fight. For the red as we watch, work so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glowing, the lights steaming, getting through the night. Then our flag was silver. Oh, sing the second star spangled and no
Play ball. Whoa. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for coming out on this great day. My name is Carl Shadle. I'm the county engineer and director of transportation for Kane County. I'd like to point out that the governor broke into spontaneous applause on that. On behalf of the Kane County Board and the Kane County Division of Transportation, I am excited to welcome you to the celebration marking the completion of Longmeadow Park. It is my excited face. I considered my remarks today. I thought, am I really the most appropriate spokesperson for this project? You see, I'm a relative newcomer to the project, having only started in May of 1997. As you may be aware, this project traces its roots back to comprehensive plans in the village of Algonquin more than 50 years ago. And Kane County started working on this project. By working on it, I mean issuing contracts in the early 1990s. So I jumped into this project midstream only for the last 27 years or so. In 1990, somebody suggested that we study all of the major possible bridge crossings of the Fox River as part of one enormous environmental impact statement. If anybody ever suggests that again, I'm not going to do it. So we got the record of decision for that environmental impact statement in 2002 and immediately began working on engineering for two of those corridors. One of those corridors was the Stearns Road corridor in central Kane County. We opened that bridge to traffic in 2010. To understand the difference between that project and the Longmeadow Parkway project, one of the main differences was the funding that we had lined up for both projects. Whereas Stearns' robust set of federal grants, Longmeadow Parkway received a $4 million sort of a seed money grant at that time. So then we were faced with trying to build a funding package that would put together this project, which in total is now approaching $200 million. So it was a Herculean task. And for about the last 10 years or so, we thought that putting a toll on this bridge was the only way to close that funding gap. But stay tuned, there's an update there. Obviously, this has been a monumental achievement for the staff of the Division of Transportation, a massive and complex project for 3 decades that has been the source of enormous challenge, deep disappointment, frustration, fear, gnashing of teeth, blood, sweat, and tears. You get the idea. But an occasional glimmer of hope and some incremental progress along the way. I'll tell you privately, since we're just among friends, that at the office we started to use the term we've been long-meadowed, which is a verb that means something unexpected and devastating just happened. Just for one recent example, we were the first project in the United States to be impacted by the newly listed threatened and endangered species called the rusty patch bumblebee. So I had a little moment of fame there as I talked to newspapers throughout the country about that. That issue was so new that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service did not even have a protocol of how to deal with the impacts of that. And so we were the first ones to do so. And in the end, we built some extra habitat for those little guys and construction resumed as planned. Looking back, I will say that overcoming all of these hurdles makes today's celebration even more special. Together, we persevered and made the impossible happen. First, I would like to recognize a few individuals from my staff at Kane County who were instrumental to this project. So if you could stand and remain standing. First, Assistant County Engineer Mike Sikozik. That's the first time anybody's clapped for Mike. So Mike was the project manager and on the engineering side for the last decade or so. His number one go-to backup was Candy Thomas, if you'd stand. Tom Rickert, Deputy Director. You rarely hear my name without his, or vice versa. We're kind of like Batman and Robin. I'm not sure who's who. Tom couldn't be here today because of a family emergency, but Tom pretty much did everything for this project for the past 30 plus years. He is the only staff person at Kane County Division of Transportation that has been here start to finish. I'd like to recognize Assistant Director Steve Koffenbarger for 19 years on this project. If you look very carefully at your commemorative coin, the bicyclist riding his under the bridge is Steve. Steve's role was to oversee all of the engineering, construction, and land acquisition for this project. And in his spare time, he single-handedly learned how to run a toll agency in the event that that would become necessary. Chief of Planning and Programming, Jackie Forbes. For her efforts on the plan and coordinating financing with IDOT and CMAT. Special Assistant Attorney Pat Jager. And Chief of Land Acquisition Joy Yenner. They spent the last 17 years acquiring property for this project. Chief of Construction Dave Bush and Assistant Chief of Construction Ken Milkey are here. They obviously oversaw the construction for about the last decade or so. KDOT's former Chief of Finance, who is County CFO, Kathy Hopkinson. Her expertise was on the bond issue and other budgeting matters. And finally, I'd like to thank two people, Maintenance Superintendent Mike Way for his efforts planning this event and preparing for this event. And finally, Kane County's Public Information Officer, Julie Mann, for doing everything about today. I see a few former Kane County people in the audience. My predecessor, Jeff Daly, is here. I see Phil Buss. There's a bunch of other people. I'm not going to name all your names, but thank you for being here. And of course, we could not do any of this without our partners at IDOT. So thank you to Secretary Osmond and Regional Engineer Jose Rios. Let's give all those folks a round of applause. I'll take some time for just a bit. With Labor Day, I think it's appropriate to honor the contributions of our workers, the strength that they've made to the prosperity of this state, this county. I'd like to recognize in particular our engineering partners and our construction partners. I'm going to name the prime contractors on many of the segments of this project. So for Phase 2 engineering, Crawford, Murphy and Tilley, Hampton, Lenzini and Renwick, Thomas Engineering Group, Burns and McDonnell, Huff and Huff. The Phase 3 construction engineering firms, Alfred Benish, Clark Dietz, and Civil Tech. And finally, our toll bridge operations support services consultant, Sean T. Hall, is here from Stantec. Thank you for that. The folks that actually built the project, I'd like to recognize them too. That's the construction. Already had the final segment here that we're standing next to, and thank you for the hats today, Lodi. Thank you very much. Lord Construction, Lake County Grading, Construction, Aldridge Electric, and Alliance Contractors. Thank you to all of those. And of course, none of this would be possible without the steadfast and consistent support of the Kane County Board. I see some of them in the audience too. With that in mind, I'd like to introduce the podium, a person who deserves a great deal of credit for this success that we're embarking on today. Someone who took it upon herself to go to Springfield and organize the final piece of funding that would allow us to eliminate the toll for this bridge. Madam Chair, Maureen Pirog of the Kane County Board.
And you have to excuse me. I have picked up the rocks. We had a speech. I have no choice. I had a speech yesterday that I prepared and I had double, triple check it. My briefcase and my cards all the way at the other end of the bridge. So I think my remarks are going to be a little informal. Oh my gosh, one of the most important days. And all right, here we go. Welcome to my life. So thank you all, first of all, so much for coming and this honor of being enabling to present to you, to the city of Algonquin and the city of Carpentersville and to McHenry County and to Lake County and to Cook County, this incredible thoroughfare that'll transcend our greatest asset in Kane County, the Fox River. No longer to be a toll, no longer to be an onerous expense for our residents or for our businesses, but allowing free transport, free access back and forth, for economic development, for socialization, for just visiting a beautiful entity and going over on your bikes on the bridge. This is something that I was able to just facilitate of being able to do. I had board members who every time we had a meeting about the bridge would advocate to get rid of the toll. On doors, people asked me, can you please get rid of the toll? And together, magic happened. Sometimes the sky opens up and you find the right partners to be able to develop this and the will to do so. And with that, this is where I'm going to need everybody's help. We have a number of people who are here and I think maybe in the crowd who helped facilitate all of this. First of all, I'd like to recognize all the past and present board members of Kane County. If you can just raise your hand, because all of them, each one of them facilitated with all of this. I had recognition from all of the people who advocated for the bridge. Is there anybody here? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's critical importance. I also want to thank some of our staff members, particularly Mark Van Kerkhoff from our development team and Tom Rickard, who helped put together the economic plan so I could present it to our state legislators and our governor, showing them the importance of this. But they did have some side bets going on. This may not happen. I should have had opportunity, but we had faith. We knew it was going to get done. But I'd also like to thank our representatives, particularly Suzanne Ness, who led the charge. Castro, who had the wisdom and the foresight to say, if you need help with this, go to Suzanne. I also would like to thank our former legislative assistant, Dan Shaw, who was our lobbyist, who actually facilitated this. And Springfield, I think that day with a pair of heels on, I walked 7 miles, knocking on doors, but always to very welcome hands. And I'd like to thank all of our other state legislators, on both the House and the Senate side. I'd also like to thank, because I believe in working in a nonpartisan manner, because what makes us strong, it makes us together, it makes us whole, is Senator Don DeWitt, who did not oppose me when I said, could you help us fund this? And said, I'll see what I can do to help out. And gosh darn it, he did. He was wonderful. And I was there at the very beginning with Redgate Bridge. And I helped him with that, so he owed me one. But I really appreciate his support and help. He's been a longtime friend of mine. But with all of that, we couldn't have gone any further without this wonderful man that's standing behind me. The governor was such a strong advocate for this, although there was some concern whether or not the Illinois could afford supporting us by $30 million to have this grant. But they found a path forward. They found a way, and we got it done. And it's all because of him, because he signed the budget. to allow the funding for this. So with that, with my less than formal presentation, I'd like to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, I do look for the rest. Much, yeah, really. Thanks. Great. Thank you. Kind and overly generous, because as I look out in the audience here today, it appears there are people who, like me, have grown gray waiting for this bridge to be completed. But what a great day this is. And apparently the gods of weather, whoever they may be, I've always credit when I don't know who's responsible for something and something good, I always credit my wife. So she's not here today, but I'll credit her and the gods of the weather and all of you, because you all deserve a great day to celebrate here today. It is always a great pleasure to be here in Kane County, and even more so when we get to celebrate the completion of a Rebuild Illinois infrastructure project, and one that's waited, well, long to open it up. I of course want to recognize the great chairman of Kane County, Corinne Perogue. And I just say that, I've worked with her since the very beginning. I think we got elected at the same time. And she has been a strong advocate for the county, first of the people. Always, always, always for public servants that all into it. And she is certainly one of those. I also want to give a lot of credit to the all tirelessly from around the region. And of course, you're about a representative to or represent. I just want you to know that send great people like Senator Mueller. They get the ear of the leaders in their chambers, because I want to listen to smart people who are truly interested in advancing the is best for the people of their districts. I want to hear and make sure that we're doing the right thing, and knock them. I always time for them and always look to them. So I want to thank them for their advocacy. They deserve a lot of credit for this, and partners in Springfield for everything that we're trying to get done. Of course, yeah. There are a lot of names, of course, Carl Shadle, and McHenry County Chairman Mike Bueller is here. Carpentersville Village President Gilman. Yep, there you go. Our Algonquin Village President, Deputy Sheen, and our Village President, Stephen Pickett. Again, I have skipped over a lot to do with some not in office anymore, but who made all of this happen. A special shout out and thanks all of the dedicated staff at the Illinois Department of Transportation. Many of them go often talk about them, but they really behind the scenes are the ones who have made it happen. We've built of road and highways here in the state of Illinois, 700 bridges also, and so much more. And they are behind the scenes toiling to make sure that we're doing even more and more. Got a lot to accomplish, but they've done a remarkable job of bringing this project to life, and I want to thank them. Just quick, among my top priorities since far behind our peers investment, and we got systems that were less reliable, less efficient, less safe. And so when I became governor, I didn't just want to catch up, be ahead. In fact, I want Illinois to be number one on every one of the that rank states, and working hard to make that happen across the board. But world-class transportation systems that we deserve and that helps us grow our economy and make it better for all of our residents. I want us to become a national model. I think we have become for what 21st century infrastructure should look like. So, in my opinion, it helps us attract businesses and provide jobs and opportunity for our people. And with that vision in mind, the General Assembly and I went to work back in 2019, prioritizing sustained investment in infrastructure up and down the state of Illinois. The results of that effort speak for themselves. CNBC and others now rank Illinois as one of the best states in the nation for infrastructure. And it's a status that all of you earned. With the completion of work on the Longmeadow Parkway Bridge, we are not only modernizing a key stretch of roadway to improve safety and capacity and efficiency of this corridor, we're also saving Illinoisans time and money. That is the core of what we should be doing across the board. And I'm exceedingly proud of what we've been able to make good on when it comes to that mission. All across Illinois, projects like this one are helping to revitalize our communities, to unleash our economic potential better for our residents. And you don't feel alone. A lot of places that I go where, because of Rebuild Illinois and the investment that we've made, will say the same things. Hey, we waited 10 or 15, now I've heard 30 years for something to happen. And finally, it happened just over the last 5 years. And I'm so proud of that fact. And it's really because of all of you and your faith in the idea that we actually could make Illinois best in the country. And I think we are. And so I'm proud of that. I once again want to just acknowledge that every job we create, every drive to school or work that we make easier, every accident, traffic jam that we prevent is an advancement for our state. And upon completion of these projects, I get to cut big ribbons. So I want to thank you for allowing me to do it once again here today. I also want to thank everyone involved in all these tireless efforts of this project, making it a reality after so many years. I'm proud to stand alongside and next to all of you and to literally lay the foundation for Illinois' future, for businesses, for residents, for a way of life that I think we all want for Illinois to make this the best state in the nation to live, work, and play. With that, it's my distinct pleasure to hand this podium over to truly a great fiscally responsible partner in the state government, someone that I've gotten to work with since I came into office and a true champion for people in this region. By the way, everybody behind me is wondering which one of them I'm going to introduce. No, but seriously, this is somebody who has stood up for all of you every day, and she does not take no for an answer, and that's our great Senator, Christina Castro.
I'm afraid to touch it. So, well, first off, it is truly an honor to be here. And I actually want to give a shout out because one of the things that is very difficult as elected officials, especially local elected officials, I think Suzanne and I were on the county board, you and McHenry, I on the Kane County board, when we were talking about this project and watching it to fruition, right? It is never an easy decision, right? Because you're always upset somebody, but I want to recognize my former colleagues on the Kane County board. I see some of them. Can you please all stand on current county board members? Because these decisions aren't easy. And we have to navigate a lot of complexity and upsetness and things like that. And who I would like to recognize, actually, I remember voting on this as a new freshman county board member, is Karen McConaughey. I believe she is here. I thought I saw her. The things that I would say is that I remember there was a lot of controversy around this project, and Carl and your team, you did a lot of working through that and addressing a lot of the environmental concerns, as well as working with our friends in labor and all our community partners in this project. And so it is a tireless effort that is done by everybody, local, state. I know our county, our chambers are here. While I know the governor talked about the ease in moving people back and forth, so they're done. maybe this is a, economic. So this is in Carpenter. And the other side in Algonquin, this is an opportunity to draw more economic development, which is much needed. And so very proud and a lot of their support in this. But I'm going to let Suzanne Ness, who her and I worked on the project together and getting as well as my other colleagues, Senator DeWitt, Mueller, Governor. And Governor, I have to say, your staff is amazing. Every time we've had conversations with you, you've said, talk to so. And so they've taken a meeting, they've been very responsive. They obviously took a meeting with the chairwoman and obviously Dan Shulman, who did a lot of front end work on this project, and you helped make it done. You worked with us. We got it into the Capitol bill. And thank you so much for being a great leader and a great governor for the state of Illinois. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to State Representative Suzanne Ness.
Well, thank you. I'm so amazed at the number of people here, but not too surprised because every time I talk to anybody, they ask, do you know when Longmeadow Parkway Bridge is opening? And for 4 years, I've been like, soon, soon. I know it's soon. I really want to thank you, Governor Pritzker, for being here today to celebrate the opening of this bridge. It's been a long time coming, as you've heard. Anyone who's lived here for any length of time has intimate knowledge of how long it takes to get from one side to the other. And depending on the time of day, it can add a significant amount of time to your schedule. So if you're picking up kids, if you're going to the grocery store, you know when to avoid crossing the river on our bridges. So it's one of the, I figured one of the reasons I've been trying to cross. So your commitment to rebuilding and restoring infrastructure all across of our state has been wonderful to see. And I really thank you for your leadership and vision. So thank you. Thank you so much. When I first took office 4 years ago, I asked someone about the bridge. I wanted to find out, where it was at in the process. And that was the time when I found out that it was $35 million short and that the county had decided to make it a toll bridge. And I said, what? A toll bridge? The only toll bridge across the Fox in my district? No way. So I said, well, I don't know what I got to do, but we're going to get this done. And so I started to talk to people. Anytime, I think the first meeting I had with the governor, I said, hey, Governor, we have this bridge in my district and we're short on some money. But I started talking to folks. I started calling people at IDOT, at DCEO, my local leaders. We started getting together to say, how are we going to make this happen? So luckily, this region has great partners in the General Assembly, from Senators Castro and DeWitt to Representative Mueller and myself. We were all committed to getting this done. Additionally, we have great partnerships from our local leaders too. County Chair Parag, your leadership on this has been tremendous, and I'm so grateful for your partnership. Chairman Bueller, thank you for seeing the value of this bridge to the economic development region of this area. From the time I took office, I have said, I am fortunate to be here when we have the right people at the right time at all levels of government. And as the governor said, it truly makes a difference when you work alongside people who care like you do about all of the everyday local things that impact all of our lives. And so village presidents Sosin and Skillman, your leadership and vision for your communities has been so beneficial to the work we do at the state in shepherding these big projects along. Your boards, your councils, your village administrators, your teams of amazingly talented people, all of you contribute to this work. And I'm so grateful to be able to work with you on this. So thank you, all of you, for a job well done. So additionally, my team, there's a few of you here today. Thank you so much for making sure we were quick on correspondence. We answered emails, questions, phone calls, and they kept me on track and we were able to see this through. And I'm really grateful for that. I also really want to thank the designers and the engineers for designing a bridge that reflects the natural beauty surrounding it. I know that not everybody was enthusiastic about this bridge, and it's just not possible to live in such a beautiful place and keep it a secret all to ourselves. So when we have to do development, as we know we do, because it's important for the people who live here, Let's do it smart. And I really think this bridge reflects that. So thank you to the engineers for designing such a beautiful space. And lastly, I want to thank two people that couldn't make it today. So first, you've heard his name already, Dan Showman. He assisted Chairwoman Parag and myself on the process of how to get this done and helped create the prospectus and what we used to make sure that leadership, Governor Pritzker, Speaker Welch, President Harmon knew how important this was to our area. And secondly, Speaker Welch, who endured several meetings, several phone calls, even a tour. I brought him on a bus and we drove up and down both sides of the bridge because I wanted him to know what it meant here and what we were going to be able to get for this investment. Because make no mistake, this is an investment. It's an investment in our future, in our communities, and for all of you. So he made a promise to help me get it done over 2 fiscal years. He kept his word to me and to all of you. So I am truly grateful for his leadership. And the last thing I want to say, enjoy your bridge. Thank you. Oh, who am I introducing now? Oh, and now I would love to welcome to the podium, Village President Sosine. I don't know who did I screw that up? I screwed that up.
Mike.
Oh, sorry. And now I'd like to welcome Mike Bueller.
I know I'm not Debbie, and I also know that I'm not here by accident. So we'll get to that in a minute. So good morning to everybody. Greetings to Governor Pritzker, Kane County Chairman Corinne Pirog, Representative Suzanne Ness, Algonquin Village President Debbie Sosine, Carpenters Village President John Skillman, and everyone else who came here today to celebrate the completion of Longmeadow Parkway Bridge Corridor, and Senator Castro as well. If you'll pardon the puns, it's been a long road, and there have been many more than just a few roadblocks along the way. After almost 3 decades of planning and construction, here we are. The opening of the bridge completes the 5.6-mile long east-west corridor that will get people and goods to where they need to be faster. Longmeadow is going to mean less time and production loss to traffic congestion and delays. And it's also going to mean that our businesses will be able to receive their shipments sooner and get their finished products to their destinations faster. And not to steal too much thunder from President Sosine, who's speaking after me, but I think I speak for everyone who currently commutes on Route 62 when I say thank you to everyone who worked together to get this done. What came from a brief conversation with Chair Pirog at a CMAP meeting and then working together over many months to iron out the details is a bipartisan effort that will benefit both of our communities for many decades to come. And McHenry County was proud to do our part. Ironically, our part had nothing to do with building anything. In fact, we proudly played a role in taking something down, the Longmeadow Bridge toll signs. It became obvious to state and county officials as work progressed that charging drivers a toll to cross the bridge in order to pay it off would have deterred people from using it, which would significantly defeat the purpose of Longmeadow Corridor in the first place. Eliminating the toll was a great idea, but implementing it meant addressing the tiny problem of finding the $35 million needed to pay off the Longmeadow Bridge in full. The General Assembly stepped up to the plate and secured $30 million. And I'd be remiss if I didn't single out our own Senator Don DeWitt, Senator Castro, Representative Suzanne Ness, as well as Representative Anna Moeller and Senator Linda Holmes for their bipartisan effort to make this happen. That left $5 million to be covered by Kane, Cook, and McHenry counties. And McHenry County was proud to contribute the $1 million towards eliminating the toll through our Advanced McHenry County Grant Program. Thanks to McHenry County's long tradition of fiscal stewardship, the county board was able to take about $30 million of our American Rescue Plan Act COVID-19 relief funding and create the Advanced McHenry County program to directly channel those funds into thoughtful and, in fact, impactful projects with strong community benefit. Advanced McHenry County grants since the program's 2022 creation have created and funded job training and job creation programs, community health programs, workforce housing, municipal infrastructure, and other initiatives. A $1 million award towards eliminating the toll was a no-brainer that perfectly matched the advanced McHenry County's goals. It's an investment in our infrastructure, and it's an investment in our quality of life. It's an investment in our business community, and it further enhances the regional collaboration that makes projects like this possible. In a sentence, this grant award is a win-win-win. On top of now having a much-needed additional east-west route to move people and goods through our region, this collaboration and partnership is saving commuters hundreds of dollars a year, millions of dollars over the coming decades in tolls. And we're proud to be part of this and honored to be a part of today's ribbon-cutting ceremony. Thank you all for all your hard work and getting here to this day. And I will next announce Debbie Sosine, Village President of Algonquin.
All I can start out is saying, wow. Wow. Can you believe this journey is finally coming to an end? 30 years of planning, engineering, and construction. From Route 62 on the east to Huntley Road on the west, we finally finished the last portion of Longmeadow Parkway. Collaboration means working with someone to produce something. The collaboration of so many community and county leaders, KDOT, McDOT, IDOT, our state and federal leaders working together for the past 30 years to build a roadway. Just take a look around. This roadway is the entrance to Northeast Kane County. What a beautiful view to behold at the Fox River. Thank you all for coming to celebrate the final portion of this road opening. First and foremost, I need to thank the late Ted Spella for starting this in Algonquin and the late President John Schmidt for his passion to solving transportation challenges in Algonquin and surrounding areas. If it weren't for that passion, we might not be here today. Thank you, Chairperson Corinne Parag and our state reps and state senators for all your hard work to get the bridge tolls paid off, saving hundreds of thousands of dollars for taxpayers. Thank you, Governor, for not approving one, but two budgets, allocating the funds to the county to pay off the toll bridge. Thank you to all the construction workers and county and village employees that took part in this lengthy project today. We have created an incredible pathway to additional economic growth for the entire Northeast Kane and Southeast McHenry counties. Longmeadow Parkway provides direct access to Algonquin's corporate campus with thousands of acres of fully serviced shovel-ready land. Because of Longmeadow Parkway, North Point Development is making a $152 million investment for 5 buildings, totaling 1.7 million square feet across nearly 148 acres. The development, thank you. The development has created over 1,000 direct and indirect jobs. This one project is anticipated to generate more than $25 million in wages, as well as $1.1 million in payroll taxes that'll go to the state of Illinois. In addition, it creates substantial property taxes to fund our schools and other government entities. North Point project is only one of the first of many projects to create jobs and tax relief as a result of Longmeadow Parkway. Together, we've created this beautiful gateway to Northern King County. Thank you, everyone, for all you've done to make this happen. And now I'd like to introduce my counterpart here, John Skillman.
Just like to say thank you to everyone for making time to be here today. On behalf of the Village of Carpentersville, we want to thank all of you, all the partners that have allowed us to be here today and celebrate the official completion of the Longmeadow Parkway Bridge. I would like to say thank you to Chairman Parag and the county board for getting us here. You guys, thank you so much. It represents improvement to commercial properties, opportunities, as President Sosine said, to the west, and we've already annexed in several hundreds acres of property because of this. So this is a huge for the Village of Carpentersville. It's an honor to be here, and there will be more people to thank, of course, when we have time to recognize fully today, but I want to specifically say welcome to Carpentersville and Algonquin. Governor, thank you for everything you've done for us. Also, our Senator Castro, Senator DeWitt, Suzanne Ness, of course, Anna, Mark. Oh, thank you so much for doing this, man. You know, thank you. McHenry County came through, so that was cool. I'm really excited about that at the end, because I had lots of residents. So we, and thank you to everybody else here, of course. We have people that live right here. I mean, you could see their houses up here. They've lived with construction. There you go. Thank you. We're all here. Okay. So we've had construction, we've had trucks coming out on their street for many, many, many years. And yeah, it's just been awful. And all the construction that has gone through here, and not the construction on the road. I'm talking about construction coming out of a pit over here and going right down the street, Bolts Road. And our engineer's here today, and he knows exactly what we dealt with for many, many years. This is just a wonderful wonderful bridge here we have. We have we have trees up now that kind of block all that. So it's the berm and everything. So we're so excited. We fought a little bit with these guys from the county about having a nice berm for our residents. And also on the west side too. Yeah, you. So we go to a lot of meetings together. So he's always pretty funny though. I don't know. But also I want to recognize obviously our residents. I already said thank you guys back there of Carpentersville. Our trustees that are here today, if you could please stand. Trustee Garcia, Trustee Sandoval, Trustee Malone, and Trustee Abbott. There you are. He's short. So, and our whole staff that is here today too. Thank you guys for coming out and being here to support us. This has been 30 years, we know. So this is great, and I'm so excited to be here today. And the economic, like I said, the economic development through the west side, like President Sosine said, is going to be huge for us in our village, and we're already moving on it. So it's a big thing for us. So again, thank you to everybody. I think I covered everybody. Oh, late President John Schmidt from Algonquin. So we talked about the bees, right? That wasn't just, and I think everybody knows that wasn't just nationwide, it was worldwide. So I talked to him about it several times, and he put his head on a bee. I don't know if everybody knows that story. Governor, you need to Google that. Oh, they took it down. So he put his head on a bee and actually flew around, and it was kind of interesting, and it made worldwide news. So it was really something that he took a hit for us here. So good man. Anyways, I just want to say thank you guys, and we're ready to go. I think. Who else needs to speak? That's it. All right. Way to go. Thank you, police and firemen, everybody here, staff, construction guys, laborers, everybody. Firemen have the flag up if you haven't seen that yet. So, and I guess we're good. Who's next? You're gonna go.
All right, so I'm going to close, and I think everybody's been thanked, and if you haven't been thanked, see me later and I'll buy you a beer or something. All right, at this point, we're going to matriculate forward, and Julie is going to guide us to cutting the ribbon.
Okay.